What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how I would make $100,000 per month as an online coach if I was to start all over again. I won these two Comic Club awards and literally have a third one on the way, won the school games, and have helped over 20 online coaches in the last 2 years do what I'm about to show you how to do. And this is coming from the context of I made a lot of mistakes, right? Because just going to be the opposite of every other guru. Nothing is guaranteed in business. It's going to be super hard. You're going to have to grow as a person. You're going to have to shift your limiting beliefs. It's going to cost a lot of money. And again, it's not going to be easy, right? But if it is something you want to do, I'm going to break down in this video the exact funnels that you need to do it, the exact systems, the mindsets that you need to adopt, and really A to B, what I would do if I could start from scratch as an online coach who's doing anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 per month that actually wants to get to $100,000 per month. So again, if you're a coach, this video is going to help you. Lean in wherever you're at. If you're watching while you're driving, if you're in your office, whatever, I want you to lean in because this video could literally change everything for you. Let's dive in. For those of you who are crazy enough to set big goals and genuinely feel like it's more than just a number, that it's a calling, then this video is going to help you, and this training is going to help you a lot. So I'm going to break down exactly how I do $100,000 plus per month as an online coach, and we've actually helped over 20 people hit this very goal in the last 2 years. So I know exactly what needs to happen for this to be done. The problem, though, is oftentimes, as a coach, there are human nature. There is human nature attached to the goal. So let's just start here, right? So your North Star, if you will, is 100K a month, right? You're watching this video right now because you're an online coach, and you're either starting or you're scaling, and you're like, hey, Brandon, I want to do 100K a month. Basically, you want to be a 7-figure coach, right? And so with that, first thing I would say is I would just challenge that goal. Why do you want to make 100K a month? When I first started out, I'll never forget, I had my first $10,000 month, and I could literally pull up a Stripe screenshot right now if I went and looked for it, but I'm not gonna. And I screenshotted it. I was literally driving on my way with my wife to my dad's house. I remember it, and I was just like blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, I just did $10,000 in a month, right? And so my focus for that time on was basically like I had this record month of 10K, and then what I tried to do was I tried to maintain this as a new standard, but that was a record month. So then I was below 10K for quite some time, and what happened was, is one of my old mentors told me this too. What happened was this became Mount Everest for me. Okay, it became a super big deal, when in reality, 10K a month is not a big deal. Like, literally, I could pull up our processor from just today. As I'm recording this, we've already done over $10,000 today, right? So what used to be my monthly goal is now just a day, like an average day, right? So let me go deeper. What happened for so long is my thoughts about money, okay? This is how you become a 7-figure coach. You have to change your thoughts about money. I was talking to a guy yesterday. He's a Christian dude, pastor, has a agency that does 7 to 8 figures, and then he's has a coaching business as well. And basically, he was saying, "I'll never forget the day when I told the Lord It's crazy. It ties in so well with this. He was on a mountain, and he told the Lord, I want to make $100,000 per year." And then he said he felt like and this was before he ever had money, right? He said he felt like the Lord told him, I want you to give away $100,000 per year. And it hit him like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking too small. right? And this is where many people are, is they're thinking too small. Okay? So it's one thing to be watching this video right now and you're like, yo, Brandon, I want to make 100K a month, blah, blah, blah. I want to get a cool car, cool house, like whatever, I want to have money. It's like, dude, like just go to another YouTube channel because that's not my style. But I want to help you if you desire to actually get help, right? Which is you've made money an idol in most cases, and or that you have made, a low amount of money like a big goal for you. So point is, I had the 10K month, and I was basically stuck for a long time trying to get back to this high, crazy goal that I thought was like super hard to get to. So two things had to happen. Like number one, I had to change my thoughts about money, right? I had to think bigger. Okay, so that's first. I had to think bigger, and then two, I had to really just get rid of me, right? So what I'm going to write down is go from internal thinking, and the Lord actually spoke this to me last night, thinking to external. Okay, this is going to really help you. It actually helped me so much just as I've been thinking about it. So external, right? So in regards to your thoughts around money, when I was doing 10K, per month, my thoughts were all uh, pretty small. Like, how can I make 10K per month? So literally, my thought was so I could get a house and then so I could invest into my Roth IRA enough each month to be able to retire a millionaire like Dave Ramsey teaches. Like that was my brain back then, and I realized I had to think bigger. And the unlock for me to think bigger was I got around people who had done the thing. So what do I mean? I got around a guy who was younger than me that was making $100,000 a month in his coaching business, and I'll never forget. We were driving in the car, and he showed me a screenshot and was like, "Dude, look, I made 100K this month, right?" And he had on a Rolex. Fast forward, just a few months after developing that, 24 months, whatever, I've given away two Rolexes, right? And we make 100K a month. So whenever you get around people who are doing the thing that you feel called to do, and check this, and you glean from them, whether you pay them or not, learn from them, however you got to do to get in proximity with people doing more than you, it gives you the courage and faith to see what one of my old mentors used to tell me, what's possible, right? You're able to see what's possible. Like her whole motto was be an example of what's possible to other people, right? So, I like before this season, right? I used to work for a lady. Her name was Brooke. She made 70 million a year, and I was making 5K per month. So here's my little, 5K per month, which at that time too, which is crazy, I thought that was like Mount Everest for me. I'll never forget like getting the job. I was making 5K per month from the life coach school, and I thought that oh my gosh, like I had finally arrived. Like this is everything I've ever wanted. And here she is, right? Making 70 million per year. The gap was too big. I couldn't even fathom going from 5K to, 70 million. So what I had to do was I had to get somebody in my corner just a few steps ahead of me, right? And boom, I had a mentor there. And then boom, another mentor. So number one is you have to think bigger, right? So thinking bigger could be watching this video right now of me telling you what the Lord has done in my life and my business and my coaching business, all that, right? And then number two, this one is huge. You have to shift from internal thinking, okay, me, I, to external thinking. Let me help you with this. My 10K per month motto was very simple. Like this is the thoughts that I used to think, okay? And we're actually going to go pretty deep on mindset today. So this is going to be incredible because this is actually, I'm telling you, more than a funnel, more than a strategy. We're going to cover that really quickly. But this is the unlock. So my thought back then, 10K per month, Brandon, was how uh, can I basically continue to make 10K per month? And whatever the number is for you, like just fill in the blank. So if it's 100K per month for you, if it's 50, if it's 20, if it's 200,000, if it's 2 million a month, like literally this applies to anything. So it was, how can I continue to make 10K per month, basically, so that, being honest, I can do and buy X, Y, and Z. Like that was genuinely my thought. Okay. Um, so one other thing that I teach often, and it's cool because this was a concept actually I learned, at the life coach school that isn't fully like even based on like the Bible, but it's all proven, which is cool. So thoughts, feelings, right? In life, there are five things: thoughts, feelings, actions, results. And at the very top, above your thoughts, you've got circumstances. And I'm going to just walk you guys through an exercise that, if you stay for this video, could literally change your life financially, your thoughts about money, right? So let's just start here, right? So my thought back in the day was like, how can I make $10,000 a month so I could buy X, Y, and Z? But at the time, right, my circumstance was very simple. I made one 10K a month, right? And then my thought became, how can I continue to make 10K a month so that I can buy more? And I'm about to show y'all how my business 10x'd in like 90 days whenever I did this. So this is like so powerful, right? So whenever you think thoughts, right? And the Bible has a lot to say about thoughts, right? How can I continue to make 10K a month so that I can do and buy X, Y, and Z? Actually, the Bible says this: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? So basically, what this thought was speaking to is that I don't believe that I have what it takes, right, to make 10K per month. So I had to change my thinking. Okay. So whenever I was thinking this, and all thoughts are sentences in our mind, right? So back then I was thinking, how can I continue to make 10K a month so I can do and buy X, Y, and Z? How that made me feel, I remember, is defeated. I felt like 10K a month was super hard to do. Like it was a big task. Like it took so much out of me to finally one day be able to get to 10K per month, right? And then after I felt that way, whenever you're feeling that way, you begin to have actions that align with that. I literally was taking defeated actions, right? I was waking up tired. I was going to sleep late. I was skipping the gym. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't posting videos. I wasn't doing the daily actions that I needed to do. I was showing up halfway on calls. And so guess what my results were? Horrible, right? I was forever living in the shadow of what was like under 10K per month. And again, this is just a money goals. Like this could apply to any area. So I'm going to show you guys a hack that really did take me to the next level. So here I am. Fast forward. There was two things. I started to think bigger. We talked about that already. And I changed one thought. I went from internal thinking, me, I, to how can I change other people's lives, right? And I'm going to show you the thought that I switched to that has served me super well. So I was still making 10K per month, right? Because your circumstances, usually can't change without a thought, right? Like you've got to think it, you've got to feel it, you've got to act on it, and then it changes your circumstance, right? So uh, basically, what we want to change though is our results, right? So my result that I wanted was 100K per month. Okay. So if you're following along, basically you've got like the circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, results. You've got where you're currently at, thoughts you're currently thinking, how you feel, the actions you're taking, and results you're getting. Everyone wants to change their circumstances and they're not willing to do the hard work. And this principle applies for anything. Like sometimes it's not a funnel issue, a sales issue, it's a mindset issue and a belief system issue. And so what we want to change is actually our results. Okay. And I'm going to show you how basically you can build your own model to build whatever you're wanting to build, which is the way you do it is by changing your thoughts. And I'm going to prove it to you. Okay. So I was still making, let's just say I keep the same flow. I made one 10K month, right? Because nothing changed. But all I simply changed was this sentence. I went from saying, how can I continue to make 10K per month so that I can do and buy X, Y, and Z to how can I give away 10K per month? And at the time, it was like I had like a goal to like tithe to my church or whatever, right? Tithe plus like give, right? So I shifted my thinking from I to an external cause to like, how can I give away money? Right? I began to feel empowered, like genuinely. Like, oh my gosh, like my money isn't my money. Like I'm using it for a bigger purpose. And then I started to take like super empowered actions. And then literally, like no joke, the first month of doing this, like I wish I was telling a joke, but I'm so serious. I did 40K. The next month, 70K. And then the next month, 110. Right? Now, is that going to happen for everybody? Probably not, because you probably aren't willing to do the work. And this took a long time for me to just like shift into that, right? And I took a lot of action, right? And then I did some practical things. So now we've spent the first part of this training talking about, the human running the business and mindset, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, deeper of why and how that impacts the other pieces of the coaching business. So, right, the end goal is you can literally be anywhere right now, right? Just fill in your current state, right? Whether that's 5K a month, 0, 20K, 30, 50, 250, and then you just put desired over here, right? Your desired state, right? So for this video's sake, it's 100K per month, right? That's what we're talking about. And just breaking down what I did and have helped others do. So, number one is mindset, right? If this is not right, then nothing else is going to work. That's why I spent so much time at the beginning of this talking about mindset because it is truly a human leading the charge, right? And if the left side is off, right? All of these other practical things don't work, right? So, for instance, like you'll see people all the time win a 2 Comma Club award and then literally hard times come and then crash and burn and like business is no longer running, right? I talk to coaches all the time who are like, dude, I was doing 50K a month and then boom, it went all the way down or whatever, right? All the time. So mindset is super important. The next thing is the offer, right? I'm gonna just kind of run through these pretty quickly. Ideally, there's three types of offers. There's lead at the beginning for like a 100K coach, lead generation offers, which are how you get leads, right? There's your core product, which is what you start selling for a while, and then you have a premium, right? This becomes, uh, you know, a mastermind, something like that. And then later on, as you scale further, you get like retention, uh, offers, right? That create, MRR. So with these four different offers, the 100K a month coach, really, you only need the top two. Maybe you launch, the bottom, right? Which is cool. But we'll leave this here. Actually, let's go back. We'll break this down. Premium. This is anywhere from 10 to 25K usually. Core product 2 to 10K. Lead generation free to let's say like 197. Right? So those are the prices. Top one's to get you leads. This one's the core product. Premium is like an upsell, right? So these are the offers. And really, in order for this to work, you've got to know who you're helping specifically, how you're helping them, a proven process, right? What you're helping them with, meaning you know them better than they know themselves, right? A mechanism or mechanisms to help you do this, right? And then a fulfillment process, right? To make sure they actually get the results that isn't attached to your own time, or else you're going to literally be coaching one-to-one forever. So an example is like I help online coaches, right? I'm just giving you all an example how through our programs, right? What, right? Go from not having leads to having leads, not being good at sales to being good at sales, not knowing any of the stuff that's on the screen to implementing this stuff. And then, for instance, I help online coaches get more leads and overcome blah, blah, blah through, one of our mechanisms, IG growth funnel, right? YouTube growth funnel, school growth funnel, right? All these different mechanisms. So, that's the offer. Most of you guys have probably already done this and you're still hanging with me. So I'm going to go to the next phase, which is marketing, right? So from what I've seen, in order to really take things to the next level, which is 100K per month, which is the goal here, let's just assume bad numbers, right? So obviously you've got organic marketing, right? You've probably got an Instagram, you probably are on YouTube some, you've got some emails, maybe you're on school, or maybe you're, on Facebook. But I'll just put it in the simplest form. You have some type of organic social presence, right? I have clients that are on LinkedIn. Like there's some type of organic social happening, right? And that's great. Maybe you're doing 5 to even 25K a month organically. Maybe so, right? But if, in my opinion, if you're going to go to the next level, which is consistent 100K months, there's got to be a way to trade money for more money. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to take this equation that I just wrote out, which is a 3x return on ad spend, right? Meaning every time you spend $1 on ads, you get 3 back in sales. Okay. So with those numbers, what that means is we need to divide the end goal, which is 100K a month. Okay. That's the end goal, right? So let's do 100K a month divided by 3. So let's literally just do that. Boom, 100K month. We'll go divided by 3, which is 33K roughly. So that means you need to spend 33K a month on ads to do 100K a month. Again, these are bad numbers, right? I mean, these are decent numbers, depending. But let's say you have an offer that, is better, right? Which goes back to the left, which is the messaging of the offer. Like if you can really nail that down, right? And you get good at sales, like you could go to like a 6x return on ad spend, right? So then you literally just change these numbers. Now we're spending like 16K on ads. So now you need to spend like 16K to do 100, right? Or let's say you get super, super good, right? And I'm just helping y'all like kind of do math, right? Now we're spending 10 divided by 10, right? 10x return on ad spend, which people have, right? Now you're spending 10K to do 100. Cool. So how you do that though is through funnels, right? And we teach a few very simple funnels, the IG growth funnel, YouTube growth funnel, school growth funnel, and then you could do like a low ticket funnel, VSL funnel, and get more complex, right? So now that you've got, just recapping, now that you've got the right mindset, right? The right offers that you're passionate about, that you love helping people with, and you can actually get results with, your marketing's working, right? Then you need to scale your marketing. So you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to spend 33K month one? You're not. You're going to spend 3K, right? And then you'll up it to like 5, and then you'll go to like 10, and then you'll go to 15, right? And then however fast you want to go scaling the ads, right? But with scaling the ads creates more problems because at the beginning, you're probably doing all the coaching, all the fulfillment, right? So as you get more clients, you have less time, right? You're probably doing the setting. So as you spend more on ads, you've got less time. And as you get more book calls, you're doing all the sales, right? So it's really a balance on how to do this properly. But I'm just showing you what it looks like, right? So then you get into sales. Basically, you need to be closing, 30 to 40%. Everyone has to watch the VSL before the call. You've got to switch from sales to really just enrolling people, like making sure you're actually serving people into your program, right? And then eventually
You could either switch to like docs where you're closing on docs, or you get a closer, right? Like that's basically sales. And there's a lot that goes into that, right? It's like, okay, Brandon, I get that I'm supposed to close at 30 to 40%, but yeah, it's like you got to pre-frame, right? You got to overcome objections, right? There's a lot that goes into all of this stuff that people like look on the screen. They're like, oh my gosh, like I can do this, but it's like there's a lot of skills you have to develop, right? And then your team, right? So a team looks like you, right? Eventually, the first hire usually is like a setter, right? You've got like your video editor, right? You've got someone to help you coach, or a CSM, right? Then you've got a closer, and then from there, maybe you hire more people. But this is basically what 100K per month business looks like. And here's another thing. Just like on my first 10K month, there's a big difference between having 100K month, right? And then going back to like 60, 70, whatever, and then doing it consistently where 100K is like your new baseline. And then you're having like other months bigger and so on. So yeah, I would just say from the training so far, like, A, make sure this is even something you want to do. Make sure like you're in alignment with all this. And then two, get your focus off yourself, right? Onto your clients and onto people that you can help serve, right? Like I was just thinking the other day, like I just did a student interview. It's literally on my YouTube channel with a guy named Nate. He was making like 5 to 10K a month as an online coach, joined our program, implemented some of the funnels, made $30,000 last month, gave like 2,000 to his church, had a medical bill come up, and then paid it in cash. Like that's incredible. Sometimes I forget that I'm actually making a crazy big impact in people's lives by teaching them, this stuff. And if you can get your focus onto that, helping people instead of how can I make more money? How can I make more money? Because people can sense that through the screen, right? You've got to believe that there's people out there, and you've got to like have the right heart and wanting to help them, right? There's this chart, and it's proven in the Bible and also by science, but it's basically like this emotional uh, intelligence chart, I guess you could call it, if you will, where basically at the top there's green and there's like good emotion, and then as the chart goes down, you start getting into like desperation, right? You start getting into comparison, you start getting into like hate and envy, right? And the chart basically goes from good to bad. And it's cool because the Bible talks about like the fruits of the Spirit, right? At the top, it's literally love, joy, peace, goodness, kindness, gratefulness, self-control, like all these good things. And at the bottom, you've got these bad emotions. And what's crazy about humans is you can typically tell when someone is operating up here versus when they're like on the edge of burnout down here or coming from like bad motives, right? And a lot of times people use like tactics down here like fear, to sell people, or desperation, like dude, I've got to pay for my bills, so I'm gonna like close this person who really shouldn't be in my program to cover my bills, right? When at the top you're literally operating in abundance, right? Peace, you love what you're doing. And what's crazy is you could run the same exact ad script as someone, have the same exact funnel, right? But it worked better for the person at the top because they're actually living this stuff out. And people are attracted to this, right? But they're not attracted to this. So I wanted to make this, training to show you what it takes, but then to highlight two key areas. The beginning is mindset, and I'm really, ending with mindset too, because the only way you're going to build a sustainable long-term coaching business is if you're operating up here, because people don't get, what you intend to put out. People get who you are.
Yo, so if this training helped you and you're like, Brandon, I totally see how this could take me to the next level, and I'm interested in getting your guys' help to really cut the learning curve, then what I want you to do right now is I want you to click the link down below to book in a time to chat with us. Very simple. On that call, we're going to get a sense of where you're at currently in your business, where you want to get to, And if we genuinely believe that we can help you get there, what we'll do is walk you through how it looks to get our help. And again, if you're just like, yo, appreciate the video, no worries, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, or if you don't mind, share this video with another coach friend who you think this would help, even at all. Like, I appreciate all of that. Again, give me a follow on Instagram, join my school group down below. I'm gonna link another video that I think will be best fit for you to watch here. And again, bless you guys. I appreciate all of y'all. Peace.